uh, is all about parenting. And yes, thank you so much for that. And I would like to begin with a very basic and simple things. And of course, we have received your doubts, difficulties, and questions, which I will be answering. But I just want you to let you know that it is not going to be very technical and the terms which psychology use. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to share with you all a very little things which I think we are missing out in our day-to-day lives. And I'm sure you all know those things, but it happens that sometimes we need somebody to remind us, to take a pause and remind us that, okay, now we need to start doing all those things again, right? So, yes, before addressing to your questions, before talking about parenting, uh, I thought that I should ask you all that how you all are doing. Because when we talk about parenting, the major thing we think about is our children. But actually, the major role played in the role of parenting is not only focused on children, but it is also about you. It is also about parents. And somewhere before you were parents, do you remember that you were individuals having your own individual set of life? And of course, even when you are parents right now, you have your own individual life, which I think हम लोग भूल जाते हैं कभी, like in this role of being a mother, a father, you know, daily role which we are playing, we forget sometimes that okay, we are an individual also. So before talking about the concerns which you have with your children, I want to ask you, and I want you to think about it, that you know, how is your individual life going on? How are you feeling about your individual life? Are you happy? And is it healthy? Or there is something which you need to work on your individual self? Because, of course, whatever is going on in life of parents is going to affect your child directly or indirectly. So whatever concerns you're facing, somewhere, it comes from us only, we parents. So yes, that is a very big message I want to give before starting that um, please think about your individual life also, that how is it going? You know, your individual relationships before you were a wife, a mother, or before playing any other role in your workplace also. Okay. Uh, yes. So, yeah, now let us come to some concerns which we received yesterday. And I would say that this is a very um, normal concerns nowadays. Yes, we can say that it is a concern, but in our day-to-day lifestyle, these concerns are taken very normally by few parents and few children. It's like it is happening every day to every one of us. We see in every individual home, house, and we see in 9 children out of 10 all of these concerns. So, what I have done is I have grouped some concerns and I will just talk about it in a group form, right? So, some concerns I will read first. My daughter is not studying from me. Second one, my child does not follow my instructions. And while I'm giving instruction, a fuss is made. So it means that that instruction is not taken properly. The third one, concentration, lack of concentration. And this thing is received by a lot of parents that the child is facing lack of concentration. Then is okay, not ready to study sincerely. So somewhere here, the child is not able to focus again, we can say, right? We can also term it as lack of concentration or not following instructions. So then it is perceived that, okay, the child is not studying sincerely. Let me see if anything else comes in this group. No, okay. So let's talk about these some issues. Okay. Now, we know that, okay, my daughter or my son is not studying from me. Okay. They are not following my instructions and I see them. Here, whatever concerns you have shown, is from your perception, right? As a mother or father, you see your child in that particular way. That मैं जो बोल रही हूँ वैसे काम नहीं होता है perfectly, or the child is not sincerely studying. So that is somewhere we have some expectation that how that child should study, but it is not being fulfilled. Okay. And what else is our expectation? That there is lack of concentration again. So maybe the our concentration idea is something different than what our child has. Okay. So here somewhere we see whenever some concerns come, somewhere we see lack of acceptance of our child as he or she is, and there is some expectations from them. Now, when it is termed as difficulty, why we call it as difficulty is that because first of all, we have not accepted them as they are. हमने उनको accept नहीं किया है जो उनकी personality है. And ये lack of acceptance कहाँ से आता है? First thing is maybe we have seen our environment, how they are, how things are going on. Maybe we see a lot of social media, and somewhere we know that ठीक है phone is a distraction, TV is a distraction, और उनकी वजह से बहुत सारी दिक्कत is coming in children, but we are overseeing it as a parent because we are exposed to lot of social media things, है ना? हम लोग बच्चे की कंप्लेन तो करते हैं that they watch a TV a lot, but again my concern and my question to parent is what about you? What information you are watching? So here comes lack of acceptance, right? And with lack of acceptance also comes lack of appreciation. So think that last week में आपने अपने बच्चे को कितनी बार appreciate किया and कितनी बार डांटा है या फिर उसको criticize किया है. I'm sure that अगर हम consciously नहीं वो चीज कर देखते हैं ना, then of course maybe appreciation must be 2 or 3 times, and criticism may be double or triple than that. Am I right? Okay. So yes, this all concerns how we need to work on that. So very first thing and very simple thing, but with that most difficult thing to do is to accept your child. And how you're going to accept your child? So first thing, you have to create that bond with your child. Now, how many of you can say that you have that very close and soft bond with your child where you have spent in last 1 week, like you have just spent 1 hour doing nothing together and talking, where you were not concerned about anything, or your child was able to talk to you or bond with you or do some activity without being criticized, या फिर कुछ डांट नहीं पड़ी हो उसमें, या फिर maybe they have not screamed on you or you have not screamed on that. So again, I'm sure that ये बहुत कम हुआ होगा. As much as I am dealing with parents and children, ये चीज बहुत कम हो गई है. Like even in 1 week, we cannot say that you have spent 1 hour of qualitative bonding time with your children, where you have not expected anything out of them, where you have just sat with them and done things which they like and not you like. Okay. So yes, we need to focus on creating a bond with our child, an emotional bond, where you are not doing anything big. या तो फिर आप just बैठे हो and उसको जो game पसंद है उसके बारे में जान रहे हो, that okay, let me also learn कैसे खेलते हैं, knowing about their interest, maybe just taking a walk randomly and chatting anything and everything with them, very silly things, not something which we feel is good, but something which they feel is good. Now, how this thing can happen again is when we treat each other equally. Of course, they are children, but we are the boss of the house. And हम बोलते नहीं है, but we treat them like they are somebody who has to be under us, and we are that authoritative figures in their life. So can you imagine over here that we are that first bosses in our life, and I don't know what experience we are giving them of a leader in their life. Maybe always criticizing, giving them instructions only, or also bonding with them. So, yes, this is also very important to treat them equally, to give them respect, to ask them that आप ये करना चाहोगे मेरे साथ, or would you like to do this at this time? Ask them, like we can ask them. And if they say no, not now, okay. If not now, and if it is very important, okay, then when do you want to do? Tell me. Let's figure out that way. So just imagine them as a person of your age, because somewhere to show respect, we have this in our culture that हमसे बड़े हैं या हमारे उम्र के हैं. So we have a different tone to talk and different way to think. But if they are little ones, then automatically our brain just plays another game of behavior. So let us train our brain that okay, consider them just somebody just like us, and talk to them that way. Give them chance to take decision for themselves also. So this is a very simple way and very good way to create a bond with them. And of course, इतने साल अगर हो जाते हैं, and if the bond is not very good right now, and if you guys are not at a very good stage right now, then I would say that still you can always restart parenting. It's not like अब नहीं हो सकता या फिर बहुत देर हो गई है. No, it's never like that. You can always restart your parenting journey by focusing on yourself, and then by focusing on your children's personality, accepting a lot of things in that. Okay, now talking about study schedule, and many of them have asked that how can I make them study or concentrate more. Okay, so the thing about concentration is, or if as a parent I want to start making my child study, so what is the first focus of mine will be that उसको मेरे साथ अच्छा लगना चाहिए, first of all पढ़ना. So learning is not important, but the thing which we are doing, that child should feel good doing that thing. That experience we have to start creating. So directly पढ़ाई के लिए नहीं, but आप other extra curricular activities start कर सकते हो उनके साथ करना. धीरे धीरे उनके साथ अदर एक्टिविटीज में भी, स्पोर्ट एक्टिविटी या फिर कोई गेम खेल सकते हो, एंड देन स्लोली कमिंग टू स्टडी आफ्टर अ वीक या फिर 2 वीक्स, यू कैन सी द पेस ऑफ योर चाइल्ड कि कितना उसने एक्सेप्ट किया है आपका आपका सपोर्ट या फिर आपका कंपनी, राइट. सो एंड देन जब आप पढ़ाई स्टार्ट करते हो, यू कैन पिक देयर फेवरेट टॉपिक, देयर फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट विच दे लाइक. जस्ट इमेजिन दैट हमको अगर कोई ऐसा कुछ, जैसे हमको कुछ कुकिंग सिखा रहे हैं, एंड इफ somebody starts with a very typical dish, and if we are not comfortable with that person, and if we know internally that this person might check us or might criticize us, what we will wish that अरे मतलब कुछ easy होना चाहिए. So just start easy things with them, and धीरे धीरे with appreciation create a very good bond with them, so that कभी आप उसको डांटते भी हो, still it is taken very positively. It is not taken as negatively as they think. Okay. So I hope that I don't want to give a lot of strategies to you, because I want you all to start with little things which we have forgotten somewhere. Okay. So for starting to study with your child, to making them study and to making them concentrate more, you can start with their favorite topics. You can take their favorite subject. You can start with small things and for smaller period of time. For an example, if you are starting, you don't have to start with 1 hour target. You can start with 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then gradually increase 5 10 minutes in their schedule. And be an observant. Always be an observant. Here we are not analyzing, here we are not teachers grading them, ranking them, or tagging them. Here we are just an observer that, okay, my child was not comfortable today. He didn't study today. So let me see what happened. Let me talk. Maybe I can change something in the schedule tomorrow. So we are going to be now parents, but with a good observer mind and not that critic mind. Okay. Now, coming to few more concerns. Okay. Here I can see that too much fight, anger, too much of anger, then tantrums, rebellious behavior, then teenage problem, and laziness. So if we see that these bunch of concerns comes together where it is associated with negative emotion. So anger and rebelliousness, tantrums. This all comes from something which is not comfortable in their surrounding or in themselves, and there is a lot of things which they are angry about or which is not happening according to them. Reason कुछ भी हो सकता है, but हमको जो दिख रहा है बाहर से, we see anger that the child is not happy, बहुत चिड़चिड़ है ना, and teenage problem. अभी यहाँ पे somebody has written teenage problem, then I think that that parent is aware that your child goes through the journey of childhood. So it's not like how your child is at 4 years is going to be same at 7 years, and that child is going to be same in his 8th year also and 9th year also. No, like you will always see some changes in every year of their childhood as they are growing up, and because of technology, they are running in advance. Like if you see yourself or just one generation before, they were little late. We can't say late, but then these kids are little early. That also we can say. So here, yeah, 1 minute. Where I was, I just lost my thing. Okay, yes, talking about negative emotions. So this all can come because of exposure of so much of phone and information, over information. It can also be because of addiction of phone and gadgets, right? And it can also be because there is no bond in house with elders, but they are only there to take instructions, है ना? You think that अगर आपको कोई like you are in house and somebody is only giving you instructions and making you do your work or their work, there is no other thing. How will we feel? Even we as an adult will feel that what is happening. But हमको ये पता चलेगा. We are able to identify that ठीक है, this person is not doing this. That's why we are feeling. And वो भी all the time we cannot identify. कभी कभी identify कर पाते. They are the children. They cannot identify anything, what is happening and why they are behaving like that. So here comes our roles and responsibility as an observer, that we need to identify that from where this anger is frustration is coming. What is happening in their day-to-day life, or are they frustrated seeing us because they copy a lot of our behavior. So ऐसा है कि हमारी जिंदगी में कुछ ठीक नहीं चल रहा है, and because of that we are angry and frustrated, and that anger and frustration is passed on to them, or they are watching you day to day life, like in your day to day life, in your every aspect, in your every relationship. They might not be involved, but they're watching you always. And it might be possible that they are picking up all these things from you only, and now you are only concerned about that. So if you want to work on that, it is very important to work on your negative emotions also. So as an adult, as a parent, you know, let's start working on our negative emotions. And we all have negative emotions. But how much, like, is it empowering you? That is in your hand. So if you really want to do something for your child, and अगर anger उनका bother कर रहा है आपको, then I think that this is the time you should take a pause and again think that how angry are you with your life or other things, and do something for that. Okay. So yes, the another few concerns are, first I'm seeing that no perfection. I received this no perfection. So again, this comes from lack of acceptance, that somewhere you have some expectation bars from your children, and you see that there is no perfection. So here, understand your personality of your child and understand that ठीक है, उसके academic journey में या फिर उसकी life की journey में where your child has reached, उसने कितना सीखा है, and take it ahead from there. Rather than judging them always and criticizing always, what we can do, जितना at least उन्होंने किया है उसका उनको अच्छा feel करा के we can train them then more and we can make them go ahead in their journey. ये नहीं कि हम criticize करने में ही उनको बुरा feel करवाने में ही रह जाए and वो expect करे कि now they will do better. But I think उनको हम लोग verbally abuse करके कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं करवा पाएंगे. We cannot make that thing happen. And I think this might bring some little changes temporary, but then it will affect lot emotionally on an emotional level in your child's day-to-day life. So yes, we don't need to criticize, but appreciate, accept, and then take them ahead in their journey. Next, I see here some issues like mobile and again distance from parents. They are in their own room. They are busy with their phone and balance time with my young one. Then, okay, unable to balance between career and my personal life. Okay, and different challenges at different period of time. So now this is again about understanding and accepting that you are going to face different challenges at different period of time. So here the first thing which we need to do is understand. And if you are not able to do that, it's okay to take help, once in a while from a professional also. Because a lot of time what happens is we end up talking to friends, we end up talking to relatives, but that might turn into unhealthy things like, your child might see that because we talk very casually. यहाँ पे we are not conscious that, child is watching us and that child is seeing me complain about him in front of him or her to another adult. And then again, that adult might start thinking something else or they may comment or tell that child something else. So यहाँ पे हम लोग उनके self esteem के साथ बहुत खेल रहे हैं. Like हम तो respect नहीं कर रहे, but we are creating an environment that other person will also might not respect them. So it's good to take help from a proper professional if you want to take help. Now, talking about these other problems, balance time with my young ones. So this is again something which you need to work on, like your life. You have to see that where you can see this balance and how you can make it happen. And because if this is a concern, then I think you are also somewhere troubled and feeling that guilt of not giving time to your young one. And mobile and distance. So for mobile, I would like to say that just like we also sometimes go in our room and start scrolling our Instagram, Facebook. So they have picked this thing from us also. We can't blame them completely. हमें जब अपना टाइम चाहिए था तो हमने क्या किया, उनको मोबाइल दे दिया. And हमको अपना टाइम चाहिए था तो हमने क्या किया, we let them do whatever they want to do at that time. We went into our room or kitchen and we scrolled our mobile. So they saw that ठीक है, अगर हमको खुद का time चाहिए and if we want some peace, then what my mummy or papa is doing, they are just taking their mobile to their individual space and they are, enjoying that. So they have learned this thing from us that ठीक है, मुझे मेरा time चाहिए तो मैं भी ये कर सकता हूँ. Like they have not learned anything else that ठीक है, मम्मी को अपना time चाहिए, so she goes for a walk or she starts playing music or she reads a book, right? So it is very important that whatever habit and or little things which we want them to learn, we should start doing that. हम लोग ये तो बोलते हैं कि हमारे टाइम पे हम ये करते थे, but अब क्या हुआ? Like they are not watching us do all those things now. So अगर we want to make them feel the blessing of our time, our childhood, let's do those things consciously now. Let them also see those things. So they can also धीरे धीरे adapt that in their behavior. Okay, I think this were the concerns, mostly all the concerns. And yes, I don't want to bombard with a lot of things, but I really want you to, think about all these little things which I told you and start practicing one, two things at least, not all together. You also have to go with small things, start with small things. So at least pick one or two things and start inculcating them in your daily life with your children. And again, no parent is perfect, no individual is perfect. We all are doing our best. So I would like you all also to appreciate yourself before criticizing that where I went wrong, right? You need a tap on your back. You are doing a great job. But it's just those small things which we also need to work on our life for a peaceful and healthy life. And that we can do. It's not rocket science. So I want to appreciate all of you, and I want you all to accept yourself as parents as you are. You're doing good because of social media. Because of social media, we also have because of social media, we also have a lot of unrealistic expectation with ourselves. So let's not criticize yourself also and start your journey. And if you need any help, we guys are here, so you can talk to us whenever it is possible. That's all from my side. Thank you.
It was really an eye-opener session, and really some of the points, like, they are very simple but mostly ignored. And
Hmm.
definitely, by taking care of small things, we can bring a big change in our lives and work for the better bond with our children. So, anyone has any question? Um, if anyone wants to share anything, you can unmute yourself.
First of all, thank you, ma'am. Actually, my doubt is already cleared. Means like for study purpose, means like my son is not ready to study. So like you already said that you have cleared that point.
Hmm.
First, start with 15 minutes of sports and other activity, and then
Yeah.
take him gradually for 15 minutes, then 20 minutes, then we can increase. So I will try
Yes.
this. Definitely, I will try. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Shweta.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions or feedbacks? You want to share something?
Which is the point which you like the most? Which you all think that okay, let's start with that.
The
One
easiest
simple
thing
thing.
you can start doing from today. One
Um,
easiest thing which you can start.
one suggestions from my side. Uh, Let everyone give their reactions to their present life. What they are feeling,
Hmm.
what Barkha has mentioned. Because if they
Hmm.
highlight that personally to themselves, I think so that will be the first step. They can work for themselves, and
Yeah.
definitely it will reflect to kids also. So let's
Very true.
everyone give their reactions that what they are feeling right now. You can
Yeah.
write on the chat box, or the
Yes.
reaction is there, or even unmute yourself. We would like to see your wonderful faces even. So with one word, everyone, please share your feelings
What are you feeling now after
now.
this?
No,
I would.
Yes,
present
we
feeling?
are
What is
feeling.
the present feeling? Not even just
My,
because of webinar, but what is the feeling? Yes, Rani, yeah.
Yeah.
I can means like where I am wrong, means like what mistakes I have done that I need to rectify first. Then I can expect from him that yes, he will
No,
not do that thing.
but what you are
That's it.
feeling, actually, feeling is
No,
very much
I am
important.
feeling that no, means like I should rectify myself first. What means
Rani,
like
one
for
thing.
example, mobile. For
Yes,
example, mobile.
Rani, one thing I
Man,
would say that there is nothing called as right and wrong. Okay, it's all about emotions, and whatever you are doing has a reason behind it. Okay, so
Hmm.
do not say that you are right or you're wrong. Whatever you are doing is there. There can be a lot of reasons behind that. So we have to just shift and train our mind for the solutions, right?
Yes.
Right.
I just want to share one more thing. Like when parents comes to me, with issues with their children and difficulties, but lot of time it happens that before working on their children, they end up taking help and they end up talking to us for their own individual life. Because as an adult also, you have so much to deal with. You also need help. So it's like they come with the children, but actually they were seeking help for themselves first.
So definitely, if there is something which you're saying as wrong, it's not wrong. It's lack of something. You need to identify and you have to work on it
Mm.
so that you're full of everything, and then you'll be in the best position to give your best to your children and make up that bond. So first you have to identify what is lacking in your life and where you are struggling with your emotions and what can be the solution for that. And then you can it'll be go natural. You don't have to put any effort for that. When you will be happy, everything will be eh, you know in on the positive side. Yes, anyone else wants to share anything, you can write in the chat box also. Okay, now we'll have Vartika with us, and some of you have ticked the option I have given, that do you want any career related guidance. So for that we have career counselor with us, Vartika Bhatnagar from Jaipur, from Mind Mirror. So you can put up your questions related to career, about your children. Anyone has any questions?
Ma'am, can I was like, actually, it was like my son is in 8th standard and he comes up with different ideas. Last Sunday, he was like, we will sell certain muffins in school. He's now, earlier, he was in like, I want to become computer, this software engineer. Then sometimes he is like, was like, he shifts to now to business. Like it's a funny like things that they keep on changing their mind. So I was able to understand, and it's good actually. Like the way he came last Sunday and like I want to sell muffins in school as a part of financial literacy. I told okay, fine, no worries. You just tell me how much muffins we want and we will order and you can sell it in school. Then he was like, no, you just give me some other idea of how something else which I can get profit and now, why you want profit like at this age? First, learn the business tactics, and then you will think of profits. It's really confusing for this age, like how to teach them. So, ma'am, please.
Yeah, it's a very interesting and very sweet incident. Rani, I would say, at the end, whatever he is doing, he has to sell, right? Everyone has to sell. Maybe it's a service, maybe it's product. When you're going for the interview, there also we need to sell ourselves in a very layman language, that is purely we can understand कि हाँ कल को मुझे कोई क्यों पसंद करे. So at least agar if he is growing with the negotiation ability, he can understand because somewhere he is learning some skills, those soft skills. So let them grow with that soft skills. क्योंकि ये जो हिडन जो क्वालिटीज होती है ना, ये एक तरह से वर्क एनवायरनमेंट उसको किस तरह का चाहिए वो क्रिएट होना शुरू हो गया है बच्चे के अंदर. मतलब ही नीड द कनेक्शन, ही डोंट वांट, लाइक एक सीएस स्टूडेंट अगर आप देखें तो वो खाली कंप्यूटर के आगे उसको अकेले ही काम करना है. दैट मीन्स दैट चाइल्ड इज नॉट सोशल. आपका बच्चा अभी इस वक्त जो भी एक्टिविटी शो कर रहा है वो सोशल एक्टिविटी शो कर रहा है. तो इससे कम से कम ये चीज आपको हाईलाइट हो रही है कि हिज इंटरेस्ट मे बी इफ ही वांटेड टू बी इवन द इंजीनियर, मे बी ही वांटेड टू बी डॉक्टर, एनीथिंग ही वांटेड सम एरिया की जहां पर उसका लोगों से कनेक्शन. तो अभी तो लेट हिम फ्लो वेयर एवर ही फील लाइक फ्लोइंग, और वो ईच एंड एवरी चीजों पे वर्क करता जाए. फिर उसके बाद में एक होता है ना, जैसे इसी तरह से इंटरेस्ट सामने आने लगते हैं बच्चों के कि कहाँ कहाँ उनका इंटरेस्ट डेवलप हो रहा है. वो आप खाली ऑब्जर्व करना आप शुरू करें एंड देन यू कैन चॉक आउट, और फिर उसके बाद आपको ये समझ में आ जाएगा कि ये कैरियर इसके लिए बेस्ट है. हाँ, definitely there is psychometric assessment and DMIT, what Shweta do and what I do. Psychometric assessment जिसमें obvious है कि बच्चों का इंटरेस्ट, और राइसेक जिसे कहते हैं फिटमेंट, कहाँ पर बच्चा फिट होता है वो भी सामने आना शुरू हो जाता है, पता चल जाएगा, उसका कॉग्निटिव एबिलिटी समझ में आ जाएगी आपको. तो दिस इज द परफेक्ट वे कि जहाँ आप ना धीरे धीरे आप जैसे जैसे वो ग्रो कर रहा है आप उसको सपोर्ट करते जाइए, और उसकी कॉग्निटिव एबिलिटी को आप समझना शुरू कीजिए कि न्यूमेरिकल किस तरह से कर रहा है, रट रहा है या कर रहा है. There was one more question. How do we identify their interest and skills, right? Which was asked by Priya. Priya, can I see your video? Can you put your camera on? Okay, let me answer this question. How do we identify their interest and skill? तो मैं इसलिए ये पूछना चाह रही हूँ, I just wanted कि कितना, how old your son is, or how old is your kid, means daughter or son?
10.
And he is in 10th or 10 years? You can unmute, I think so.
Yes, she can unmute.
10 years means he's very small. Okay, no problem, network issues, but you can hear me? If your kid is 10 years old, so this is the time when he needs the space, and he needs to, means the kid needs to flow. तो जब बच्चा ऐसे टाइम पर फ्लो होना शुरू होता है तो वो अपने आप ही अपना धीरे धीरे वो अपना इंटरेस्ट और स्किल को डेवलप करना शुरू कर देता है. तो अभी से आप उस चीज को ना इतना आइडेंटिफाई करने की मत जरूरत करें. इट्स टू अर्ली टू आइडेंटिफाई मतलब किड्स इंटरेस्ट एंड स्किल्स, क्योंकि जैसे बरखान ने एक इस चीज के लिए रिलेटेड मेंशन भी किया था कि आप ऑब्जर्व करें. इस वक्त इस एज में ऑब्जर्वेशन जरूरी है. जिस तरह से बच्चे स्टूडेंट्स फ्लो होंगे अपने आप उनका ना ब्रेन का वो होगा. अगर वो बहुत ज्यादा टॉकेटिव हैं तो आप उनको रोकिए मत बात करते हुए. मे बी दे कैन बी वेरी ग्रेट लॉयर्स. अगर वो ड्राइंग कर रहे हैं तो उनको ड्रॉ करते हुए उनको फ्लो होने दीजिए, क्योंकि वो मतलब इंटीरियर डेकोरेटर, डिजाइनर्स, अभी ये सब कैरियर्स बहुत अच्छे हैं, तो दे कैन ग्रो देयर. और इवन ये जो ऑरिगेमी शीट से बच्चे कंस्ट्रक्शंस वो करते हैं, हम क्या करते हैं आजकल बच्चों के हाथ में मोबाइल दे देते हैं. मोबाइल की जगह आप ऑरिगेमी शीट्स आप दें, उसको ना बच्चे कुछ ना कुछ क्राफ्ट से क्रिएट करें, तो उससे क्या उनकी स्पेशल एबिलिटी बहुत अच्छी बनती है, एंड दैट हेल्प देम टू बिकम अ वेरी गुड इंजीनियर्स. यस, दिस इज द ऑरिगेमी शीट्स, और ये करना चाहिए बच्चों को. इससे धीरे धीरे उनकी स्पेशल एबिलिटीज बढ़ती है. और बीइंग पेरेंटिंग और इन सब में एक बहुत अच्छा ये भी होना चाहिए कि जैसे आप लोगों को उनके साथ में हेल्दी टाइम बिताना है तो कुछ पजल्स आप सॉल्व करना स्टार्ट करें. लॉजिकल एबिलिटी बढ़ जाएगी बच्चों की. गेम खेलते खेलते आप कोई भी है ना कैलकुलेशंस उनसे बात करिए, न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी बढ़ रही है बच्चों की. पर ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि प्रेशर ये नहीं होना चाहिए बच्चे ही आंसर करें. वो दोनों तरफ होना चाहिए कि बच्चे भी आंसर करें, पेरेंट्स भी आंसर करें. मतलब आस्क देम आल्सो, कि उनको भी बोलिए कि वो आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछें और आप भी उनसे क्वेश्चंस पूछें, क्योंकि उनको ये लगना चाहिए कि दे आर गिवन द चैलेंज. ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए उनको कि पेरेंट्स टीचर बन गए हैं. उनको चैलेंज फील होना चाहिए कि हाँ मुझे अपने पेरेंट्स से बेटर करना है. और ये छोटे छोटे चैलेंजेस देंगे तो भी बच्चे एनवायरनमेंट में बहुत अच्छे से मतलब होता है ना चैलेंज को ले सकते हैं. स्ट्रेस में नहीं आएंगे अगर आप ही के साथ में चैलेंज लेना शुरू कर देंगे. चेस खेलिए बच्चों के साथ में, दैट इज आल्सो बिल्ड्स देयर लॉजिकल एबिलिटी यहीं से, क्योंकि आई थिंक सो ज्यादातर पेरेंट्स वो हैं जिनके स्टूडेंट मतलब बच्चे कम एज के हैं, तो इस तरह के स्पोर्ट्स भी आप खेलें बच्चों के साथ में, हेल्दी टाइम भी जाएगा एंड समवेयर दे विल बी हैविंग ग्रोइंग देयर इंटरेस्ट एंड स्किल्स.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other questions? If anyone has any questions, any queries, or you can just share your experiences, or how do you feel parenting is, whatever you want to share, you can share. One thing I would like to add here, that when you are talking about how do I identify the skill or the interest of the child, definitely, as Barkha has said, Vartika has said, we need to be an observer, and we have to observe closely and let the child explore, giving an open environment to the child. Okay, Priya wants to ask something. Yes.
Ma'am, I had to ask, children have started learning songs easily, but they do not learn what's in the books.
Yes, that shows that his emotional intelligence is very high, and he can learn the answers with music easily. Okay, the children has a high emotional intelligence, so that child, I'm sure, will be very emotional also, if I'm not wrong. So how do we come to know all this? Through DMIT, we come to know about the 10 intelligences and the order of intelligence. Like when I did my DMIT, I knew everything about myself. The only thing is I was not knowing the order, that what is my first need. And if first 3 needs are not met, then you are not happy in your life. So you know what you are. But when we do the DMIT, we come to know that what is the order of our needs. Our soul has needs, and everyone's need is different. So if we know our top intelligences, and we that too in the correct order, we are able to identify that if I do not get this, I will never be happy. So this has to be met. So that has to be kept on the priority list. So when you are talking about your children, if you are not doing this test, then also you have to identify that when your child is the happiest, you can just start observing that when your child is in the happiest state, what makes him happy. You have to be a good observer and note down those points, and from that you have to make a clear observation that if he is enjoying all this, what you have to come to a conclusion that which intelligences he is using. As you said that he loves music, so he has his musical intelligence is on top, so he's a very emotional person, and a person who is very emotional will learn easily through audios and visuals. Okay, so through DMIT we can understand the learning style of the child, whether it is auditory, visual, kinesthetic, and we also come to know that what is the top needs of the child. Also with the psychometric analysis, Vartika would be telling you a little more about the psychometric analysis. Yes, Vartika. Why we are telling you all this, it's up to you, you take it or not, but the only thing is, to get closer to your child, you have to understand his needs. Either you spend more time with your child and explore by observing yourself. That is also wonderful. But at the same time, we are telling you these 2 scientific methods also, which can help you do the same. Okay. Yes, Vartika, tell us a little more about psychometric analysis. Even we have Bindu with us. If Bindu
Yes.
there, can you just turn on your video so that I can spotlight you also? Okay, Vartika, go ahead.
Psychometric assessment is like there are some MCQs, number of questions, जो साइकोलॉजिकल रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हैं, एंड एवरी आंसर इज करेक्ट. जो स्टूडेंट देगा वो, इवन स्टूडेंट्स और एल्डर्स जो भी देंगे, वो हर आंसर करेक्ट है, क्योंकि हर के लिए वो चीजें डिफरेंट होती है. लाइक आई लाइक सनराइज एंड यू माइट लाइक सनसेट. तो साइकोमेट्रिक असेसमेंट में साइकोलॉजिकल नंबर ऑफ बल्क ऑफ साइकोलॉजिकल क्वेश्चंस होते हैं। उससे बच्चों की पर्सनालिटी सामने आती है। पर्सनालिटी से ये पता चलता है कि बच्चे की स्ट्रेंथ क्या है और वीकनेस क्या है, और फिर वो अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पर अपना पूरी तरह से फोकस कर सकता है और स्ट्रेंथ पर मतलब और वीकनेस पर वर्क करके और स्ट्रेंथ पर फोकस कर सकता है। फिर उस असेसमेंट में सेकंड पार्ट हो जाता है उनका वर्क इंटरेस्ट, मतलब किस तरह का वर्क उनको पसंद है। जैसे आप लोगों ने ये क्वेश्चन किया था कि इंटरेस्ट और स्किल कैसे पता चले, तो देयर इज सम क्वेश्चंस जिससे इंटरेस्ट और स्किल्स पता चलते हैं। वही वाला चीज है कि बच्चे क्या आर्टिस्टिक हैं, इन्वेस्टिगेटिव नेचर के हैं, रियलिस्टिक यानी कि एब्स्ट्रैक्ट थिंकिंग वाले हैं, दे कैन थिंक डिफरेंट वे, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट थिंकिंग है, एंटरप्रेन्योर नेचर है, कन्वेंशनल मतलब बहुत ऑर्डर में रहने वाले स्टूडेंट बच्चे हैं, या फिर सोशल हैं। ये 6 कैटेगरी जिनको राइसेक बोला जाता है, इस 6 कैटेगरी में इसको राइसेक मतलब इसका एब्रिवेशन हुआ, मतलब रियलिस्टिक, इन्वेस्टिगेटिव, एंटरप्रेन्योर। इस में जो ग्राफ सबसे हाईएस्ट लेवल पर होता है उसके अकॉर्डिंग बच्चों का वर्क फिटमेंट डिसाइड हो पाता है कि ये ऑक्यूपेशन है जहां पर बच्चे बहुत अच्छे से वर्क कर सकते हैं ना। जैसे मैंने आपको पहले भी एक एग्जांपल दिया ही था कि अगर स्टूडेंट अगर सोशल दिख रहा है, वही राइसेक से जब सामने आता है, तो आपको अगर वो आप उसको फोर्स करोगे कि आप सीएस इंजीनियर बन जाओ, तो एक तरफ एक टाइम पर आकर उसके लिए स्ट्रेस और फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो जाएगा। और उसी तरह से अगर कोई स्टूडेंट है ना बिल्कुल इन्वेस्टिगेटिव नेचर का है, रियलिस्टिक नेचर का है और आर्टिस्टिक नेचर का, और आप उसको ये बोलेंगे कि तुम साइकोलॉजी ले लो, तो उसको ये लगेगा कि आई एम मतलब मेरे लिए बहुत स्ट्रेस हो रहा है किसी से बातचीत करना, उनको हील करना। तो ये हमको बहुत समझना बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है।
Yes, you can unmute yourself. Someone has raised hand.
या
Chini, it's written Chini. So you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Okay, I think some network issue. So you can
हाँ
continue.
हो सकता है, ठीक है, ओके, मैं तब तक आगे बता देती हूँ। और नेक्स्ट थर्ड पार्ट होता है साइकोमेट्रिक असेसमेंट का मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस या कॉग्निटिव एबिलिटी। मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस पता करते हैं हम लोग जब बच्चे है ना 8th स्टैंडर्ड से छोटे यानी कि 14 इयर्स से छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, तब उनका मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट होता है, और उससे अबव वालों का कॉग्निटिव एबिलिटी होती है। कॉग्निटिव एबिलिटी इसलिए क्योंकि उनको उस टाइम पर फिर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तरफ फोकस करना पड़ता है। और मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस वाला ये वाला टाइम होता है जब आप बच्चों को अगर मोल्ड भी करना चाहते हैं, तो आप मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस पता कर जाएंगे, तो वो बिकॉज इट कीप ऑन चेंजिंग, इट कैन इफ यू वर्क ऑन समथिंग इट कीप्स ऑन चेंजिंग। तो मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस जैसे ही पता चल गया कि स्टूडेंट का इस तरफ मतलब इट इज लाइक हिज वर्बल एबिलिटी, न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी, आपको पता चल गया कि उसका न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी बहुत लो है, पर उसका ड्रीम है कि मैं है ना इंजीनियरिंग करना चाहता हूँ, तो आप यहाँ से उस पर वर्क करना स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं कि कैसे उसका न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी इंप्रूव किया जाए। वर्बल एबिलिटी जैसे हम ये बोलते हैं कि बच्चे बोलते नहीं है, करते नहीं है, नहीं बोल रहे कोई बात नहीं, पर अगर लॉ या साइकोलॉजी या एमबीबीएस जैसे काम करने हैं, एमबीबीएस में भी नहीं वर्बल एबिलिटी की जरूरत है, पर कुछ कुछ जगह पर जहां पर एबिलिटी की जरूरत है तो वहां पर आप वर्क करना स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं। और कॉग्निटिव एबिलिटी यानी कि बच्चा डेवलप हो चुका है, तो इस पर यह है कि उसकी ये स्ट्रेंथ है, इसके अकॉर्डिंग आप इसको ना कैरियर अपना फोकस करवाएं। तो दिस इज व्हाट वी कम इनटू द कंक्लूजन विद द 3 पार्ट्स, और फिर उसके बाद में हम ना स्टूडेंट का कैरियर उस अकॉर्डिंगली डिसाइड करने में हेल्प करते हैं। तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है, 3 चीजों का मिलाकर एनालाइज होता है, एंड व्हेन इवन वी गो विद द काउंसलिंग पार्ट आल्सो। दिस इज व्हाट अबाउट साइकोमेट्रिक असेसमेंट। अगर किसी के पास और भी इसके रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस, आई थिंक सो बरका हैज लेफ्ट।
Yeah, she has another session. Okay, so we are also coming towards the end of the session. What I would like to request to everyone is that do not take it lightly. If you think that your bond with your child is not that strong, or there is some lack of communication, or you think that there is some negative energy, or you think that the child is not as happy as the child should be, or you think that you are not that happy as you should be, then why not take a professional help? As Barkha has said, we generally tend to discuss with our friends in front of our kids, in front of everyone, where if we focus, we don't talk more about them, but it is all our frustration from life and negativity comes. And the way we experience things, we are forcing things in that way on our children, which should not happen. So the first responsibility on me is to take myself out of the negative emotions, and then I can pass on the positivity and happiness to my child, which may require, I don't say that every one of you require, but if you feel that you require a professional help, we all are there. You can reach us to us. Barkha takes sessions individually with children also, with parents also, where you can talk fearlessly and freely about your personal issues. And we at Creative Minds, along with Mind Mirror and uh, a lot many other professionals with us, are working to offer the best price, which is really minimum, because our motive is to spread positivity and happiness and build a good environment around us, where uh, the very first thing is that mothers should be guilt free. We are putting in more than 100%, but still we ourselves are not satisfied that we are doing something good in our life. We always are full of guilt that I could have done this, I could have done that. And out of that guilt and negative emotion, we are strengthening our negative emotions. And because of that, we are more frustrated, and we are not able to give what we want to give to our loved ones, our dear ones. So I hope you found this webinar fruitful, and the basic simple tips which Barkha has given, which Vartika has given, will definitely help you to slowly and gradually reach towards your goals. But do not, you know, uh, think that everything is going to be fine in a day. It's not going to happen like that. It's a journey. You have to keep exploring, keep yourself free. You have to first keep yourself free of the pressure to be a perfect mom. That has to be, you don't have to prove to anyone that no one is going to give you a medal. You have to just keep your happiness your priority, and then your child's happiness. And one very good point which Barkha has told us, that we should not treat them as to whom we can command all the time, we can give instructions, or as an authoritative figure, because they are always in a fear, they're always in a stress, they are not open with us. So I don't say that I am a perfect mom, no one is. So it is just a daily reminder we can give ourselves to train our mind in that way, and slowly and gradually, maybe we will be able to have a fearless bond with our children, where the child doesn't feel any stress to share what he wants to share with us. Anybody wants to share anything? Thank you, Priya. And thank you everyone for giving us your time. So we are
And even Shweta, I would just include one thing. I'm also very much thankful being part of this webinar. And if we can get the topics from the participants, so that we can connect again with some
yes, we
topic
want to
with some.
have regular free webinars to answer your questions, so you can be a part of the same group, and you can put up your um, doubts, your topics which you need us to share our views on that. So we'll call Barkha also, we'll call Pratika and other counselors which are associated with Creative Minds Academy, so that we can have a healthy conversation, so that we can come to a conclusion by pondering on the topic, by mutually having a discussion. And you are all free to put your opinions as well. Okay, Komal, thank you so much.
And if we can get the topic early, so we can be very much helpful.
Still,
Uh,
there is a lot to talk, and you can
uh,
always share whatever you want us to talk about, whatever you want to have a group discussion of with everyone. You all can put up your opinion as well. So we'll meet next Sunday again. So waiting for your feedbacks, and thank you, Vartika. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Shwetansh. Thank you, everyone.